Hold on. 1 sec, so they can see us. All right. Silence that. How come I can't silence it? Oh, I can back it down. Nope.
Yo. Dungeons and Dragons.
There we go.
All right. Dungeons Live. We're in effect. Whatever effect that is, we're in it.
We are in effect. All right. So what's going on?
All right. Good. Good.
Are you? How are you social distancing over there?
Part of it, I guess, but used to a new normal.
The new normal. Yeah, yeah, for a while.
For a lot of people, that's for sure.
Right.
I mean, I tell my kids that yes, it's something we're going through together, whatnot, but this will be something you'll be able to remember. You'll tell your children about. Like, we talk about that. Where were we when 9/11 happened? That kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
A good experience in the fact that it prepares you to be better prepared, maybe. So,
Right.
I think that's a good thing. But
yeah,
what's going on?
Well, just doing this whole preparing to be an online teacher business. So this is new.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta teach for virtually.
Yeah, virtually. I'm virtually here.
Yeah.
I'm virtually there usually. So this is not something.
Yeah, there's no difference.
No, really. Yeah. No, I today I recorded some videos, and it was weird recording videos, and they weren't for our channel. So that was like, this is weird. Yeah, not used to that, but it was good. So yeah, I'm going to show the kids. I will say, I mean, this is my jam. I mean, I like doing this, and I like doing what we do here, and I just kind of rolling with that, and I'm using some of the skill set I got from this doing that. So
cool. Yeah.
It was all in preparation. That's what this was, apparently.
Sure. Well, I know that with this virus and the way everyone's kind of been quarantined in and stuff, it has definitely changed a lot of as far as for gamers, people getting together often,
Right.
Game stores, and I know that we wanted to talk about the changes and maybe what people are doing. I'm hoping in the chat that we can get some ideas from them, how they're adjusting, some of the things they're doing. But
right.
Pretty big news that affects I would say most D&D gamers as well,
right,
from the comic industry. So the comic industry, as you know, I'm a big comic collector. I know you like them as well.
Yeah.
That has an effect on D&D, mainly because a lot of the places where you go to buy comics are generally gaming stores as well. There are just gaming stores that have Magic the Gathering and D&D, and there are some that are just comics, but a lot of them have had to meld the two into, they've always been symbiotic almost,
right.
And they've had to together to keep their stores, profitable, and the comic industry shut down completely.
Wow.
So Diamond Distributors, the only distributor that any comic company uses, is not distributing. This is the last week anyone can get their new weekly comic.
Wow.
So that's it. So what that's done to the gaming stores or comic stores / gaming stores and our local comic store, gaming store, is that they now have to be even more creative in a time when less people are able to come in.
Right.
Try to get, generate sales, generate people coming in or picking up at the door. I know that the D&D, the AL, the Adventures League, D&D on Monday nights because it's too many people in the store. And honestly, you wouldn't want to. You wouldn't want to
no.
fight that element in. So I know that that's a factor, and it's just the whole system's kind of broken down. So as you and I have seen, a lot of people are making changes. They are, even when they play in each other's homes, they're not getting together as often, if they're getting together at all.
Right.
So I would assume that people are doing other things. What are some of those things that we can do?
Well, I know a couple options just from what I know. One is there's the obvious ones, and then there's not so obvious. There's the higher cost ones, and there's the cheap version. So the higher cost ones and the ones that are made for that, there's Fantasy Grounds and Roll20, which honestly I don't have a lot of I don't have experience with that, and that's something I think I'm going to try a foray into that, Gonzo. I think I'm going to try to see how that rolls, and I don't think I'm going to like that necessarily, but I mean, I'll experience it and see what that's like. But another, I think some easy ways. What's
Yeah,
that?
go ahead.
I was going to say an easy
Go
way would be Zoom.
Okay.
Zoom is a really easy. I know I've used it for just talking to family and stuff. It's really easy to use. It's for has a little bit of a cost, but your work might have it. I think there is a free version, but I'm not. I don't know how many people can be in it. But that one's relatively easy. You know, you can split the cost or something. I think, but not like Roll20 really can't split the cost too much. But really, it's just kind of like FaceTime, bunch of windows.
Roll20 is?
What was
Is
that?
it? You know how much Roll20 is? Is it like $10 a month or?
So it depends. Like I think a niche, if you just signed up, I think it's like $5 a month or something. It's not a crazy amount of money. And then, but then if somebody like paid for the big subscription, then you just play in their game and it's free. So I mean, it just depends on what you want to have access to. Because I looked into that and Fantasy Grounds, both of them are kind of tiered that way. So
Yeah.
you could play for free. My nephew, I know, plays for free because the guy bought the. See, as a DM, you may want to buy the big version because you get all the books. Now, the thing that bugs me a bit about Fantasy Grounds and Roll20 is you really, they kind of push you to kind of sort of to buy the books again
Again,
so that you
right.
have access to it. Makes the game so much easier to use. Like if you needed a stat block from the monster manual and you bought the monster manual, you can just drop that over into the chat real super easy. But I'm like, man, buying all those again, I'm like, it kind of hurts a little bit. Even though it's $30 or whatever, but if bought the big three, that's $90.
Yeah. There are a lot of cheaper ways. I've seen a lot of people be creative in how they're doing it. I've
Mhm.
heard that people use Discord and then D&D Beyond.
Yes, that's slick.
That's really all you need.
Right.
The regular group that's playing. Like if you can do those two things, and you can connect everyone in through Discord and communicate, and then
Hmm.
you can your D&D Beyond, which generally a lot of people use that to have their backlog of all their books and adventures. Then they're pretty set up. So,
I
and
feel like you're telling me we need to set up a Discord and just do that.
well, I don't want to. Depends how, if one of us gets sick, then that's definitely going to be the case. But um,
True. That's true.
we haven't met to play since this has happened.
Right.
But we're still, because we're family and we're so close, we live right down the road and stuff. We
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
it's fine to buy and all that. And I'm sure we could get together and play.
Right.
But everyone in our group could, so we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people are making those changes now. There's a lot of big D&D YouTubers that are helping to teach different ways to do that. I've seen a lot of videos put out already.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I feel like it's important, and it won't be a permanent thing. That's what's good.
No, but I
So,
think one thing, I always believe what's good for the game is good for everybody. And, something that if you do, for example, a book comes out, even if it's a third party thing, like say the Wildemount Book or something that brings more players to D&D, it floats the whole, yeah, there you go. It floats the whole game. And so if people start playing Roll20, maybe they get some people that wouldn't normally play that are cross country or something. Say, hey, dude, I'm in this thing. It's online. I know we never get to play, and they get them in. I think it could have some positive aspects to it. So I don't know that it would. I don't think it for me. It doesn't replace getting playing with people. But there come a time when you can't get enough people to play, or
right.
and I've been there. I've been there, and in my history. I mean, back in the old days, it was really hard to find people to play. So that's a thing. Easier now, but I think that is a concern. And always, as always, we will always say, if you can't find people to play, go to your local gaming store.
Yeah.
I think one thing we don't talk about here, and we should probably, is that the D&D community are super nice. They're just a nice, welcoming community in general. Everything you read, you think you're going to walk in there, and I think that's just what people feel like when they walk into a game store. They feel like the people are going to make them act like they're stupid and make them feel stupid. They walk in off the street, never play the game, know nothing about it. I think you'd be really, really surprised that people would take you under the wing and patiently teach you how to play this game. I think that's more so true of this game than any other game. If you sat down and played poker, maybe I don't know much about poker, but maybe people would be that way. Maybe people are on some hobbies are like that and look down on you. Oh, look at this guy. This
Right.
community is not like that. Not like that.
You know, most part, I'd say, yeah, you're definitely right. There's always horror stories, whatnot, but yeah, definitely for sure. We've found that to be true, at least in our area, and we feel like we want to be some of the ones that are helping teach other people get involved in the game, which we have done,
Yes.
and help them get started on their own adventures. As far as getting brave enough to be their own DMs and run their own campaigns with their own groups. And that's a kind of a cool feeling because we know what they're experiencing,
Right.
because we know that they're having a good time. We know that everything that they planned went awry and got destroyed and burned up.
Right.
They're laughing. We know all that's happening. So, yeah, that's a good idea.
Right. Carrie says she loves nerds. Are so accepting and welcoming, and that's the thing. A lot of people, at least that play, especially the ones that have been playing a long time, or a lot of people can remember a time when they felt like an outcast or a misfit and didn't fit in, and so they remember that, and that's part of the reason I think why they're so accepting. I'm not saying I don't want to stereotype players because there are ones that have played a long time and they may, everybody thinks everyone's a nerd necessarily that plays this, but there are perfectly quote quote normal people playing, but everyone's very welcoming. It's cool to see all walks of life playing together.
And you know what I've said about that, but I think people are generally nerds about whatever it could be. You could be a stock market nerd,
Mm-hmm.
sports nerd, where you're just everything about your life is about the sport that you're in or your
Right.
kids are in. A Miami Dolphin nerd like you and I and friends of ours, or as terrible as that team is, you could be. It doesn't really matter. Nerd just means you're kind of a fan. Fan means that's short for fanatic, which means that's your thing, and that's what you get into, and you like to hang with people that are into the same thing. So you like to talk about those things with those people. You like to engage with them. So D&D is just another hobby.
Right.
I love and I would be, if I lived down in the Keys where we spend a lot of time, I would definitely be a fishing nerd, more so than I am now.
Right.
But I have more poles than I have hands that can use them in my garage.
Well, I don't know. You talk about dolphins. I know Bucks are looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, that's good. They're going to. They signed Sue today.
Did they really?
Yeah, they signed him for the defensive line. I don't know how great he is anymore, but he's still decent.
That's true. He's got to be winding down a little bit.
Window with an older quarterback like that. So, and everybody that watches Dungeon Class really cares about football, so that's why we're talking about
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, everybody. Yeah. They're all football players.
Oh yeah, they're big into it. So I did pick up at my gaming store. I did pick up the new book.
You mean you went to the gaming store and helped out your local gaming store rather than
I
get it
did.
on Amazon?
I did, dude. I went right in, and all they did to make changes, which was really important, was they kind of all their games so that people can't congregate. But the retail space is also open. The comics were still there. They actually brought out more inventory to try to sell, which I applaud them for. And they have a great setup. Our gaming store, Descent into Gaming, up here in Bradenton, Florida, is set up awesome. Like they've got a whole wall of miniatures in paint.
Right.
They've just been improving, week after week. And so I went and picked up my copy of the new book. I've cracked it open. I haven't, gotten too deep into it, but I can tell you, Mark, that from what I've read through, as usual with all of the books that aren't rules books, campaign settings, that kind of stuff. There's I wouldn't use, but there's still quite a bit that I would.
Right.
Like I do like, and this is what they did with their Tal'Dorei. Is that what it's called?
Right. Tal'Dorei. Mm-hmm.
Where they give you, there's a map that comes with this, and then they overlay of each area within the map or each land, and then some issues that land is facing. So as a dungeon master,
oh wow,
you say, okay, you guys are here, and there's this ghost that keeps haunting this town that you're in. Like it gives you a initial encounter or some kind of adventure right away. And I love that because there's so many ideas on top of a couple of new subclasses and stuff like that. So I've only cracked it open, and I know a lot of people have done full book through YouTube. So
right.
I'm not going to do that, but
well, how's it compared to the Tal'Dorei book?
I'd say it's very similar.
Is it
very? They've got Mercer wrote it mostly,
right.
and got the layout of the gods that are over the land. They've got the different towns and the population. He likes to put like the population and then a percentage of like 50% dwarves, 10% elf. I mean, someone took a lot of time to put this together. That's for sure. I don't know how long this took him to do, but on top of beautiful. I know the lighting's terrible in here, but just beautiful maps for each little section.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, just tons and tons of adventures, including, which I haven't really gotten to yet, but in the back, I believe there is, almost like short modules or adventures in the back. So they put, they built those into that so you could start playing away if you wanted to jump in. And I love this kind of stuff, this campaign setting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that as dungeon masters who mostly homebrew everything like you and I both do, and
right.
most days I would say do the same. There's still enough information in there where you can pull something out of it that you enjoy, throw it into your game. It's something that maybe you didn't think about. And I like that. You can't ever have too much sources of inspiration around you.
Right.
So
right.
That's the value I would say of that book.
Isn't there a time, like a mage that controls time or something in there?
There's a time and a gravity.
Oh, gravity. Oh, interesting.
Magneto, and you've got, I don't know, time stop guy. But yes, and those are in here in the subclasses. Like I said, I haven't opened it enough to know right where everything is and be able to. Yeah, definitely in there. I would suggest if you want to help your local gaming store who's struggling right now, trust me, they are. Go pick up a copy of Explorer's Guide to Wildemount. I know we can get it on Amazon. I get it. You can also go to your store and they'll probably just bring it out to you. Curbside pickup. They're doing that here. So I've seen it all over the place online. And I also know that it's just, it is nice to help that store continue to have some means of pulling in some cash flow.
Yeah.
So that when we get as a nation, the store is going to be there for all those who depend on it to go get figures, maybe to get together for Adventures League and play.
That's a good point.
So
that's a good point. That would be a double tragedy, to come out of this and you go, all right, now we can go back to playing, and they're not there anymore. And I mean, it's not an easy business anyway.
No,
And
so it's really going to hurt them. Now I know the stimulus package has passed. I own a small business. Most comic stores, gaming stores are small businesses.
Sure.
That may help in some ways, but it's not. There's still going to be a line. And Mark, I followed the comic community pretty intently, where a lot of people have said, including Diamond, that they have about 1,900 places that they distribute the comics to. People that are subscribed to Diamond to get weekly comics.
Yeah.
If they 400 stores, if they get down to 1,500, they are not going to be making enough money to be a distributor.
Whoa.
Like, in other words, Marvel, DC doesn't matter. They're not distributing the books. Diamond did.
Right.
So, these 400 stores, and with this quarantine kind of issue happening, you can see that happening because a lot of them are on the razor's edge all the time anyway.
Sure.
Have 4 or 5 months worth of payroll, salary, and whatever to just sit back on. So that's why I'm hoping that anyone who sees this thinks about it, and maybe when they get their stimulus check, go get yourself a D&D book. Go get some more figures to paint while we have time to paint them, even if you're not playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of on a razor's edge. It's interesting. We're going to see some changes. We're going to see some sad stories, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we'll also, I feel, we'll see some stores be really creative and just dig deep and keep things moving. And everyone will get through it regardless,
Right.
whatever. And I feel so bad here in Florida. We're hit so hard. We're so dependent upon retail and tourism. So all the hotels, all the restaurants,
Right.
are all closed. The bars are closed. The beaches are closed.
I know. What the heck? I'm like, no. Yeah. So I know our governor was saying he didn't want to close the beaches any sooner than he had to because people need a place to go and escape. And I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. But then there's the clowns that all decide to have a big old party out there, and so that's why they had to close it. Did I win the naming contest?
Yeah, remember for our player, he had a really good name. You have to look that up,
Oh
or
yeah,
unless
yeah,
you.
yeah.
I did like I like the combination of it that were given to us. I did like his. I remember. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember his was one that really neat. Somebody named somebody the third, like Gerald something third, and like that did sound like a knight. And we did say the backstory of that knight was a long line of knights or people who had fought in the war or something like that. So that was interesting. But yeah, we'll look that up.
Matt, do you remember what it was? I can look it up.
Well, it's going to be in the chat. They put it in the chat of our fighter video,
Right,
right?
right. I think so. All right, let me go there.
So you'll have to look that up and check it out.
I'm in right now.
Yeah. So anyway, we're all dealing with this thing. You're teaching online. My company, luckily, is an outdoor company. I'm an arborist, and we have uh, you know dozens of employees, and they work outside. And luckily, we're still able to do that, at least as of now. So I feel very blessed.
Yeah.
See,
So I found it.
okay. What did Matt name?
And remember, he said you better put your seatbelt on for this one.
Okay, go
Princess
ahead.
Princess Angelina Contessa Luisa Francesca Banana Fana Bo Besca the third.
Yeah, Eldritch Knight
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I wish he was a little more creative.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah. That's so vanilla.
yeah, it's kind of like John Smith,
Yeah.
Bobessa. I mean, it's very, but yeah, that's good.
You definitely won the contest for originality. That's not one I was expecting.
Yeah,
I tell my students when they say something crazy, I'm like, that is a sentence that I didn't. When I woke up this morning, I didn't know I would hear. So that's a name that when I woke up this morning, I didn't know I would hear that name. So yeah, when I read that, we got a good chuckle out of that. We love our comments. Please keep them coming. That was a fun video to do, the fighter video.
it really was. I really enjoyed it. I learned more about it as we studied up and did the work. I learned more about the fighter class because I haven't actually played a fighter yet. I've played, I like all the high level, the wizard, the necromancer. I love the bard. I like all these things that would have a lot. I originally thought that the fighter was pretty vanilla, but when we got into so many options, that battle master, you have an option every turn, and because you have so many actions,
Right.
as a fighter, really can help your allies. You can help yourself. You can debuff your enemies. So it's pretty interesting. And then the Eldritch Knight, pretty cool too. So.
Yeah, so that was a fun one, and we just came off of our we got a little bit of stir with our disease video. Yeah, so people liked it, really liked it. It was interesting when we threw that out there to some of the social groups. Some of them really liked the vast majority of people really liked it. A few people were like, "How dare you?" you know, yeah, they were a little irritated.
Well, it's funny. We filmed it as everyone knows. This coronavirus here is only escalated daily.
Yeah.
And when we first shot the video, obviously it was starting to sprinkle in the United States, but we had no idea. Just by the time we recorded it from when it was released, a lot has changed. Like it became pretty serious so quickly for our country. and here our video pops out. And we had recorded it previously, I don't remember how many days beforehand, but it was interesting. So, but I think the video itself was good because what we're trying to do is talk about making your game more fun by adding tension, and that using a plague, a virus, a health concern could do that. So I really like that. When you think about it, it's more than just hit points with a sword against you. It can be anything. That's why I like traps so much. That's why I like puzzles so much. Even though those are hard to do in D&D and not have it slow the game down, I do like. There's other ways to basically create an encounter for your adventuring party. So, pretty. And then the video we dropped Monday. What was this? I've already forgotten.
So that one was our more dangerous low-level monsters.
Oh gosh,
Coming off the success of our first one, it got a lot of stir and people really liked it. So we went back in the monster manual looking for some more interesting characters, and we came out with some. And again, that was a fun one to do. Fun to go delve in there. We delve in there looking for something that's not something you're used to seeing, maybe, or using something used to seeing in a different way. So we kind of have our take on it and what you can do with it, and those are fun to do. We enjoy doing those.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, I like the idea of helping dungeon masters, especially, come up with a different way, like you said, a different way to use something that they may have seen or not seen. And then it sparks their interest in a way where they're like, oh, yeah, I could do that, or I could throw it in this, or I could tie it to this background of this player I have. Because that's what I look for when I watch D&D YouTube channels. I'm looking for new ideas to either speed the game up, make it more efficient, more fun, or ideas that I can use as a dungeon master to help make the game more fun to the players for the group. So that's what I'm looking for. I love doing those monster videos. There's a lot of people that do videos where they cover the whole lore of each monster, the background, and why they're important and how you can use them. Those are good. I don't think we'll ever get that detailed into stuff. That's just not our way of doing things. It's a little more the fact that we just want to present the idea and let you guys run away with it.
Right. So, yeah, we don't want to. Yeah.
And that art found for the Banshee, that's the thumbnail. That's great.
I love that. Yeah, that was a creepy one. That one and the disease one I found. Those are magic cards. Those are art from the magic cards. So it's kind of interesting that Magic the Gathering is blending. The Ravnica book came out because there's a lot of potential for crossover, not just in the art, but the ideas. Some of the ideas that they have for spells and for monsters and all in there. They have monsters, they have spells. So it's interesting to pull from that. So I like what they're doing, but boy, there's some seriously good art over in Magic cards. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's a great pull right there. I loved it. Hey, do you like my shirt? Speaking of loving something.
Dude, that is a sweet shirt. Man, whoever designed that must be like a freaking genius.
Yeah, what are you wearing?
I'm not wearing that one. I'm going Deadpool today. Yeah. Recording educational videos, so I had to be all so like professional and stuff.
Right, as usual. Yeah, so the shirt finally came in. That's great. Yeah. They looked really good. I really liked it. They were spelled right. That's a plus.
Yeah, I spell checked it. English teacher. It's helpful to have an English teacher in the house.
That's true. Yeah, that's great. That's fun, and I. Oh, we get.
Oh, great! Here goes. Yeah. Here goes the stream right here.
Careful who you let in.
Yeah, right. You let anybody in here. What's up, Hammy?
Can really amp things up. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, some dude in Gonzo's window. Oh, that must be the freak that was looking in the window back there. Someone, Matt said there was a freak looking in the window behind you. It must be in the sliding glass door behind you, and they said must be looking for TP.
Yeah, they are looking for toilets. Yeah,
sounds sure. About right. Yeah.
Well, if you TP your house, then the value doubles now. So.
Yeah, that's true.
You're putting your house up for sale. That may be a way to get buy.
It's true. Comes with all that TP.
Paper comes with it.
Well,
So.
if Henny's over there, he's definitely looking for a TP. Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't have in the Dungeon Class Studio. I still don't have enough internet there to run runs what we use for live streaming. So I need to. I'm upgrading that with the trying to get a new router for the house that'll reach over there. It's
Oh, cool.
spread out as most Florida houses are. We don't have basements.
Right.
We're not up. We're always sprawled out. In that way, I board over there, and so I do it out here in I don't know what this is. I guess extra family room, but
Florida room.
Florida room. There you go.
Yeah.
Mystery.
Yeah. So, and people who don't know, Hamilton was in our interview. He was one of our interview we had a while back here. He plays. He likes to play barbarian when he has a chance. But he plays other characters as well, and
he plays other characters as a barbarian.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah,
well,
he. So you always have to have a wild card in your group. A person who's going to do something wildly unexpected, and that would be Hamilton. Yeah, he definitely brings it, and he's definitely engaged in what we're doing, and will often throw a curveball to the DM. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting because at this point, now that we've been playing together for so many years, it's almost as the DM, we already can tell the writing on the wall. Like if there's if there's an NPC that's super important to the group and is great information, you just know that the barbarian or someone in that group is going to, take them out for no reason, or find a reason to torture them and get the information, or just any other way than what you would want them to do. So it's getting to the point where we can almost guess what they're going to do by thinking of the weirdest, wildest thing, and knowing that's probably what they're going to choose to do. So, and maybe that's nice to go through that.
Right. No, I agree. Good times. So, what you got there?
All right, I'm gonna hold it up.
Ooh, old school. I don't know that one.
Old school.
I don't know that one.
So this is a UK, which means these were obviously over there. UK 3 Gauntlet by Graham Morris. And this one, I'll show you some of the art in there. It's really cool. It's old school art. But this one is known because it has a surprise ending. And
oh, wow.
Ogres and gnolls and Ogrillions.
Was the surprise that the Incredible Hulk dressed as a woman showed up?
It's got really fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, some cool old school art.
Yeah.
I saw this I think in one of our posts in Facebook, we asked about using old school modules.
Yeah.
A lot of people were mentioning this one. And so I eBayed it. It wasn't very expensive, like $12 or $10. And I've been going through it, reading it. I'm definitely going to use some of this in an advance at some point with our group. It's a lot of fun. And that's one of the things I think is kind of, for me as a dungeon master, I think that's really fun to do. Grab something that's already been done and see what you can use out of it, and then have fun with that. Now, obviously, this is first edition, so you have to take stat blocks and whatever, and just for the 5th edition. That's not really hard. If they're using an ogre, then use it ogre out of the 5th edition monster manual.
People make a lot more of that whole conversion, I think, than it needs to be.
Yeah, I agree. I think I see the clamor for, well, we want Dark Sun in 5th edition, which we do.
Yeah.
Really, do you have to have it?
Yeah, not really.
Kind of, dabbled into that world and have done some of the things. You can just take the 4th edition stuff or the 2nd edition stuff and throw it in, upgrade the stats to be a 5th edition.
Yeah.
And that works really good.
Yeah.
So, the Gauntlet.
That's awesome. Yeah, Matt says he's done it. He's played it. He remembers it. But
really?
He says he's played, but he doesn't remember the adventure anymore. So, Matt, do you remember if he liked it or didn't like it? Do you remember that much?
Look at this cool map in here.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, cool map. And I mean, I love that these were fairly small. They're only like 25 pages.
Right.
And have everything you need. It's not a 400-page book.
Right.
But it was. That's how they sold them. They were shrink wrapped in a rack, and there was all kinds. And the art was for me, the art is what would bring me to it.
Yeah, yeah.
So the art was the ones people would buy more. But, you know, and then you find the original Ravenloft by Tracy, you know, whatnot. It's just some great adventures that they keep repeating in all the editions.
Right.
You know, Salt Marsh and all that. So
right.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, that's the way we had it back in the day. We didn't have back in our day. We didn't have these big old books full of adventures, and we had one at a time. Although Dungeon Magazine was a pretty sweet deal. Each magazine had 3 to 5 adventures in them. Jeez.
Yes.
That was like bonanza right there.
Yeah, it is a big deal. As you know, I have a Dungeon Magazine collection, which I use for the same reason. I use for reference. In fact, if you remember when we played the, we didn't get too far, but when we played the nautical, where you guys started up in a kind of a prison area of the prison area of a boat.
Yes, I remember. Oh my gosh!
What is going on?
What are we playing?
What are we playing?
What are you doing?
So we'd like to apologize to our.
Nobody needs to see that. Boy, put some clothes on.
Yeah, and we apologize if you have strange feelings. That, you know, when you see such a.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
So as we were saying, this is Hamilton. He'll do just about anything we never know what he's going to do next.
You just get out of work.
Just got off work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
I see you're keeping your social distance.
Yeah. There's what not to do.
Keeping your social distance nice and safe and whatnot.
Yeah, and you're just barging in everyone's. Are you going to Mark's house next? He's right down the road.
No. Lock the door.
Welcome.
No, we moved. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. What's on your mind, D&D related? Anything.
Definitely something related to Barbarian.
Barbarian.
Yeah.
We were saying that you have a way, even when you played a monk, a shadow, you still play the monk as a barbarian.
Yeah, you know, he's still collecting body parts.
Right.
Tails.
Yeah.
And eyeballs.
Flatulence was a big issue.
Yeah, you know, that's just I don't think it has anything to do with me. It's just what comes to me.
Yeah, I do remember playing a session with Logan when Logan was Dungeon Master, and we were being chased around by dinosaurs or something, and or some kind of T-Rex kind of thing, and we got his head. The
Allosaurus.
That's what it was. We got his head caught in the cave, and he rolled. I don't know what it was. You were taunting it by twerking in its face or something. I do remember that, and that being a new high for us.
I do.
As a party.
I do remember that happening.
Awesome.
Anyway.
So, you blown any whistles lately?
Oh, like whistleblower. Like I do something important for the government.
Like blow whistles and the dragons come.
Oh. That's a very subject.
Yeah, very sensitive. Yeah, still too early.
Yeah,
too soon.
When my very first character died.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
So that happened.
So it's getting a hold of your group and making sure you have complete control of what's going on at all times. That's the key. And when you have personalities like that at your table, it's super easy. Super easy to do. So, no, it's not cold.
No, it's definitely not. Yeah, it's definitely. We're having it's a little warmer, slightly warmer than normal right now, which from what
80 something.
Yeah, nice. No, nice, really nice. Not too hot. Nice humidity.
Yeah, family went kayaking today while I was at work. You know, someone's got to enjoy.
Yeah,
so,
right.
And walking work.
Yeah. So. Wow, that must be rough. Yeah, I had to go kayaking and stuff. Yeah.
You don't get banned from YouTube for male.
Yeah. Apparently, I got to put that in the warning now. Warning: inappropriate, partial nudity.
not anything more than we would expect. So
No,
we'll see.
I was just happy to see that he had some clothes on. Honestly, I mean that's good. That's
Yeah.
oh my goodness, that's good stuff. You can't script that.
No, you definitely
No,
can.
no.
And I didn't know home for work. I mean, we're also trying to do these live streams at different times to try to help our audience, different members of the audience connect at different times
Right.
and what.
Really?
Um,
Oh wow, you're totally locked down in California, aren't you?
yeah, they are.
Wow, and it's chilly. Interesting.
Oh,
Huh. Are you?
he's probably California.
Yeah. Matt? Are you North California? Northern? I bet it's cooler up there. I know it's cooler in San Fran. Wow, that's yeah, it's definitely warm here. So what else we know? Got to check out DM Layer's
Yeah,
live stream today. Guy's a good guy. I like his channel.
and he's doing those because everyone's locked in. He's doing more live streams. I think a lot of guys are going to do that, but
Yeah.
it's so important, I think, because it's still a way to connect with people and talk about the hobby that we may not be able to get together and play as often, but we'll get back to it soon enough, I feel. So,
No rivers. Florida's not really locked down yet. Sacramento. Yeah, it'd be cold up that way, I imagine. Florida's not locked down yet. The governor keeps pushing back on that idea. He doesn't want. He made a good point. If he locks down the state, then hundreds of thousands of people will lose their jobs. So it's not something he takes lightly. We're pretty spread out in Florida, and really the hotbed of stuff is down in Miami. As he put out, like 20 different counties don't have any cases, so it's a weird thing to lock down the whole state. I think he'd prefer counties locked down. I think that's his preference. No one wants to be the bad guy, and that's kind of what it's out here. So, yeah, we'd heard that, Matt. That sounds that's rough, dude. Now, when it's locked down, does that mean you can still go out and get food, order food, and that kind of stuff? Is that right? I think I'm understanding that.
that should be like these the necessary work or the necessary,
Yeah.
like emergency hospitals are open.
Right.
You think grocery stores are also open?
Oh wow, everything's closed, dude. That's rough. Wow. Yeah. Well, we haven't got there yet, but I think we probably will. All signs point to that eventually. I don't know. I saw Sarasota County said they discovered they don't have the constitutional right to lock down. So I don't know what that means. I'm like, that's interesting. Other counties in the state did. So I don't know what that means.
Strange, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, people are going to start going back to the beach. They can't. If they can't.
Right.
Well, they probably beach down, but not tell you to stay home, kind of.
Yeah. So we're staying in though, and we're kind of following that order, trying to stay in as much as we can. Go out, and once you go out, that's here too, pretty much. It's kind of funny because I think the terminology is kind of the thing. Pennsylvania is somewhat locked down.
Yeah, Rivers is talking about businesses are now here. They've closed the restaurants and bars.
Right.
The restaurants and bar, I guess the restaurants anyway, can stay open as long as no one's sitting in there. So they do takeout, they do at the door curbside service. Right. Whole day's still open. You can go in, you can order your food. They pack it all for you, and then that kind of thing. So it's we can still go to different places. Pizza has always been social distance, so they're fine.
Yeah, right. Wow.
You would think they're.
I saw where Domino's is like killing it right now.
I would imagine. That's what I'm thinking. There's some businesses that are actually.
Dude, they had before this hit, they had a 40% gain quarter to quarter, and then this thing hit. So man, if you'd bought Domino's stock before all this, I mean that's some crazy stuff. Well, good to hear that you guys are staying safe and trying to stay in and best you can. That stinks that Pennsylvania's locked down. Is that are you near big city rivers like Philly or?
Also, Rob Rivers is in the chat. I know we posted a picture or something, but we received a package from him that you and I were so stoked about.
Yeah.
Sent us those sweet his gaming group's dice, right?
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
Group on there.
That was super nice of him. We didn't expect that in any way, shape, or form. And yeah, that dice is gaming group. So double cool that he made those for his group, and then two, nice enough to share them with us. So that was really nice. So wasn't expecting that at all. That was great.
Yeah, let us know where you got those made, because I know I would love to make some dice with Dungeon Class or DC on there or something.
Mm-hmm.
I've looked. So there's different, there's all kinds of sites that'll do it for you, including ChessX and whatever,
Right.
the big one.
Oh, okay.
Fairly expensive, but
Right.
I would love dice. That'd be so fun. So, but yeah, he's Rivers. You're a truck driver, right? So I wonder. I mean, I would think that's kind of pretty isolated. He should still be able to work. I hope so.
Right.
But still work. Oh, all right.
30 miles from Pittsburgh. Oh, machine shop. Oh, yeah.
Hey, is he? Well, Rivers. Why? I mean, I know we're just talking to you right here, but he did go to ChessX. Okay. All right. I'll show you that, Mark. It's pretty cool. It looks like you can just get dice made. You pick the color. You pick what's on it.
Oh.
I mean, it'd be a lot of fun, especially if the Nerdarchy convention happens.
It will. Don't say it won't.
If till all weekend, so October 31st through November 3rd or whatever it is, Rivers would be pretty close to there. He should be fairly close. We're flying up from Florida, but it's where is it at? It's in Philly.
Yeah, it's in Philly. Yeah.
So maybe if it's going to happen, you can wait. But if it's going to happen, you got to take some time off and come up and we'll meet you.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Play a game together or two. So it's a whole game of nerdy playing. I mean, just playing, or a whole game, a whole weekend.
A weekend of it. Yeah. Yeah. What, 3 days playing, and we're supposed to. You and I are hosting a couple games, a couple days. So.
Yeah, we've been asked to do at least 2 tables apiece, and I think we're going to try to do 3 if we can.
Yeah.
We're going to have assistant DMs since we did a video on that, and it'd be awesome. So
he's not able to attend. That's all right. We'll be at other conventions. Don't worry.
Yeah, we will. We're giving this one a shot. Well, we were invited, so it's an honor to go. I would say. I hope it still happens.
Yeah.
And the community be ready for something to happen, because all the summer ones are going to be canceled. I would assume.
Yeah. I'd like to do Dragon Con, but I don't know if that's going to happen either. But I mean, that's a big undertaking. Even something that big, I think with Dragon Con, even if they could do it, and even if it did open up, and maybe that the preparation, they couldn't even make the preparation they needed to hold something that big. So that could be the problem. What?
The day they say, okay, everything's fine, or we're okay, we're in workable numbers. It isn't like the virus is gone. It's just that they're at a point where they can keep up with the demand of people that are getting sick. Mm-hmm. So they're still asking people to keep social distancing, to be washing your hands all the time, all of these things. So I imagine that conventions aren't a great atmosphere to happen.
No.
Right. I'm hoping though. We'll see.
Yeah. We just have to wear gloves.
Yeah.
And masks.
Big Mickey Mouse gloves.
Is it too late? Is it too early to go ahead and order some Dungeon Class masks? And
it may be.
It may be frowned upon. People are trying to get them for life saving, and we're talking about getting some with cool logos on them. Yeah, that may be frowned upon. Yeah, maybe we should do that.
Yeah.
So what else we know? What else is new, big in the world of D&D besides everyone? I hope a lot of people are finding time to play somehow or other. Like, I mean, it's kind of a thing. It's like you finally have like unlimited amount of time. You feel like you kind of need to do something with it. So, what's that?
But you're supposed to gather together.
I know. Then that's like the double whammy, right? It's like all the time and can't get together.
So I think there are some things you can do, even if you're not playing. We did a video about downtime.
Yeah.
Maybe even if you aren't able to get together and play, there's a lot of things you could do. You could we talked about painting figures, going to your gaming store and getting a couple figures that you haven't gotten yet, and painting. Also, you can, if you're a dungeon master, which I know Rivers is, and Matt may be as well, but Harry is. Your next campaign, we all know how much effort that takes. It takes some time, and so to be able to have time to actually kind of map out a little bit what you want to do in the first few sessions, maybe first 3 sessions. This is a good time to do that.
Rivers, where is Origins? Like, when is it? I'm sorry. I see it's in Ohio, but when is it?
Yeah, what month would that be? All is local shops.
I know Dragon Con's in September, and I know they were getting together to try to plan. I saw some some tweets going by. They were trying to do some virtual planning for Dragon Con, so they're still trying to make it happen. But I really think that things will be coming back by October. But you're right. I don't know what that would look like. I think some of the last places you're going to open are big gatherings.
Concerts and
that's why I say I don't think we'll be going back to school. They're telling us, oh yeah, we're planning for April 15th. Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I was going to ask you too, Mark. What? I forgot.
Ooh, June. Ooh, yeah, that would be questionable. June is Origins. Yeah, that'd be sketchy right there. I kind of think everything's going to peak out by July at the latest, and that's just going by what happened in China and South Korea. But nothing's carved in stone. But I think that's when things will peak out. But I don't know. We'll see. What were you going to ask?
I forgot.
Was it about teaching or something?
Oh yeah, you were mentioning the school. You think school will be closed for next year? I know this year. I know you're not going back.
Right. Yeah, because we end in May.
But you think the like next August that they'll be like, well, we got to keep doing the online school maybe through the first quarter, and then we'll see. And then
that is an interesting question, because I do think, like I say, the last place they're going to want to open is a school of 2,000 people together in close quarters. I think that'll be the last thing. So, I hope, logically, if they did go into the beginning of next year, that they go a whole quarter, because it's easier to start things up after a quarter. But yeah, I hadn't considered that. That is a distinct possibility. I kind of wonder though, like our district will look at it and go, man, we saved a lot of money by not running electricity and running buses and yeah, and like we might want to keep doing this.
Doing school in their pajamas.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I kind of like doing it from home. It's been interesting. We'll see. We're going full swing next week. We're just planning right now. Tomorrow, I have my first faculty meeting online, which we've never done that before. So, a lot of new things. But like I say, this is kind of my jam. So this is good.
Yeah. Well, good.
Oh, President's gone. Oh, okay. President's on. He's got to run. All right, Rivers. Take care, buddy.
Yeah. All right. Well, I feel like more than anything, we just wanted to touch base with everybody and anybody who watches the channel, and let them know that even though the things are different, you can still get together. We talked in the beginning of this video. If you're just catching up to us, we talked about using maybe just this Discord, and or Skyping into each other, whatever you need to do, and then maybe you're beyond where you can pull up your books or whatever, or you can have your books in front of you. Maybe more theater of the mind, versus a map and all that. But you can still play. Well, and if you're not
in the old days, they used to do. I know some people did by mail. Game takes a lot longer, but nowadays with technology, you can do it a lot faster with chat. You can do it with with texting and stuff, or email. You could go a lot faster than mail anyway. But so those are options, not great. I do think if you look into some video conferencing options, though, Zoom is, like I said, we used to do that with my family. There's some other ones out there like that, but they're really easy to do. I would say FaceTime, but FaceTime you can't do more than one. Skype, you can do that. You could Skype over there. It's better to see the people on the other side than just audio, I think. Although Discord does audio and some video, I think. But the minimum, I think, audio is the best way to, at minimum, I would think.
Yeah, you don't want to. I would think that'd be too boring. But I think if you can audio or at least or just video, Google Hangouts, whatever, just so you can see each other. And a lot of people do streams like that all the time. That's what Twitch is. That's what there's professional streams done that way. So that's definitely a thing. We obviously enjoy more face to face, but that may not be possible right now. So.
Right.
And then downtime to maybe flesh out your backstory, to work on painting figures, to work on your next campaign story, journal. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to ask. I know that you and I are developing a Dungeon Master's journal.
Yes.
And I want to put this out in the video and maybe ask people, not only in this chat, but in the comment section of the video, if they'll let us know some things that they use in their Dungeon Master's journal. All of us prepare differently, but there's some things that are common between everyone. Whether I know a big thing would be having access to a list of random names.
Yeah, like NPC names, town names,
NPC monster names. Mm-hmm. You make several different lists of names that you can just quickly refer to, right. Mix them together, and then you have your NPC that they're going to rob anyway.
So when you say journal, this isn't like the person, like the DM's like, Dear Diary, today the group really destroyed my plans.
Yeah, it's more of a book that most of us keep. Someone at the table, players as well, will keep track of who they're after, what's the name of the person they're after, what's the name of the magical item they have to go get, where do they have to go, what's the riddle that they have to solve. And there's always things that should be written down at some point. And Dungeon Masters have a lot to keep track of. Mm-hmm. And write some notes like, okay, if they go to this town, they're going to be facing this. If they go to these woods, they're going to
So this is a planning book versus after the case.
It is, yeah. So it's a lot of blank paper.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things we're looking for is things that people would like to see where they can go right to, okay, here, the Dungeon Master, have handwritten in my names that I want to. Here's where I have come up with maybe some maps that I folded and put in, or whatever. Maybe some quick boat names or whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, just here's some monsters and where they'd be useful divided by terrain. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking out loud, but I know we're trying to workshop this as far as coming together with a really neat looking and presented in a real professional way, right. Where Dungeon have a book and then fill it out themselves as they play a campaign, and then they just grab another book. You can be running 2 or 3 campaigns, and you can keep 2 or 3 notebooks, and each have what you need in there. And some of the material may be the same, but some may be completely different. So
good, yeah, that'd be good to know. And this is where we need our probably Dungeon Masters who have run the game a few times. Especially we have some old timers in our group that have been doing this a while. They'd be a really good resource to give us some ideas of what they like to have on hand. And, the thing I imagine, DMs is that stuff that you got to be ready to change on a dime when they don't do what you thought they were going to do. So what are you going to have in that thing when you have to punt? So those kind of things are good. So there's things you plan for, you think this is going to happen. And then, like you mentioned, the names of NPCs. Maybe that's a list of possible NPCs that you might not have to use, but they're there if you need them, so you don't have to say, I don't know, the guy's name's Bob, So, yeah, that's good. Good.
Well, good. I think we're pretty good for today. I want to also mention, I see Matt has mentioned that, they say that the Great Depression was 20% of the people unemployed. We could reach up to 30%. I will say that I have a positive outlook on this whole thing. I don't know why, but I do. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping others can look at things in that way, no matter what they're going through. And you know, having said that, I feel that even if it gets really bad, it can also and will also get really good really quick.
Yeah.
Like a more of a spike down,
Yeah.
it'll spike up because this economy was rolling, country was rolling, businesses were starting up every day,
Right.
and definitely a worldwide issue. But it's not like a depression is a slow rolling hill, and that's just a snowball of kids gaining in size, and it took a long time for that to come out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we can get out of this fairly quickly.
Yeah. I hope so too. I think so too. I know it's there's a lot of pent up demand on the part of Wall Street to bounce back. So hopefully that is the case. And we're back, at least where we were. And I do think there'll be going forward. Yes, Matt, I think there'll be a baby boom. And so I would think about the irony. Yeah, the irony is that what they call them. They call some of us boomers. Hey, boomers! I'm not a baby boomer, but apparently everybody over, I don't know, 18's a boomer. I think that's ironic that there's going to be a boom. There's going to be another group of boomers. Yeah, you heard it here first. All right,
Yeah.
Matt said it. He's the one who predicted it.
Inside trading, buy stock on diapers and wipes because that's going to go up in about 9 months.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone, car seats, all that.
Yeah, all
Greco.
that. Yeah, invest in all those.
All right, dude. I say we close it down. We can do another one whenever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so we'll try this time period. We may try another day, another time. Kind of move it around, see if we can reach some of our viewers that have different times that can't make the other ones. Usually we do Thursday night at 7. We were doing it, and we kind of felt like we wanted to move it around a little bit and see who all we could reach and do our part to kind of give something for people to watch and when they're holed up and the quarantine. We're trying to add some content out there for people to watch and hopefully make their day and perk them up a little bit. Take care of yourselves, and thank you for joining. And thanks in advance for down in the comments any ideas you have for a journal, a Dungeon Master's journal. That's something we're putting together. So we thank you. And any comments you have or any questions you have, you can put those in the comments. We'll read those long after this has been posted. So with that, Gonzo, class dismissed.